Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, you're listening to World Combat Sports. It is weigh-in time, 1 p.m. on the hour. I will be giving you the live stream to the weigh-ins. Devin Haney versus Yuriorkis Gamboa. Sit tight, and we should check these weigh-ins out. That's what's popping. It's going down this weekend, November 7th. Devin Haney looks to go in there and pick up his 25th win and ultimately his 16th knockout, remaining unblemished to his boxing record as he looks for bigger and better fights in the lightweight landscape, people. That's what we're looking at. Boxing on the zone. You know what it is, man. So let me get down to it. Hold tight. If you're in the building, hit that like button for me. This is going to be coming via Matchroom. Hopefully everybody's doing great on this Friday. You know, the weekend is that much closer. You know what I mean? So just stick with it. And we're going to get these weigh-ins underway once they decide to show up. We're going to check these weigh-ins out, people. The zone in the building this weekend. We're going to check out this weigh-in. Devin Haney, Yuriorkis Gamboa, on and popping. Here we are, people.
Live at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel.
Here we are.
In Hollywood, Florida, USA.
Yeah.
It is presented to you by Juan Gabriel Medina.
What's good, everyone in the building? What's good? We got DC3 on deck. We got the first fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated one, representing St. Louis, Missouri, and Las Vegas, Nevada. Here is Darren DC3 Cunningham III.
Cunningham, that's kind of Loco's boy, man. You know, he talks highly of this fighter. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him in the ring.
122.6 for Darren Cunningham III.
Darren Cunningham III is in the building.
And now we'll have our fighters face off and then pose for the cameras. This is an 8-round featherweight attraction, our opening attraction, live on DAZN. Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. They are ready to go.
The whole fight card is in the description, of course, for the WCS supporters, man. Boxing fans tuned in. Check the description.
This time we send it over to Todd Grisham with the interviews in just a bit.
Check out the description in the YouTube. It has the entire fight card at your disposal. Give you the whole fight card. Darren Cunningham, all and Juan Medina. Looks like it's going to be the first fight on the card, all the way up to the main event. And also, I've gave you a breakdown of Devin Haney and Yuriorkis Gamboa.
Here is Todd Grisham with our interview.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Darren, hope you're this elusive in the ring tomorrow night. You try to slide out of here without me interviewing you. Congratulations on making weight. What did you make of your opponent when you faced across from him there on the stage?
It's when it comes to this and what I do, any opponent, they going to get the same treatment. So, I'm not worried about him or nothing that he's going to do because I prepared, mentally and physically to the furthest extent, and I'll show you come tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, you've been working out and training and sparring with Devin Haney. It seems like you've had the best preparation possible. How did he help you in this training camp, and how did you help him as he prepares to defend his WBC title?
It goes both ways. We help one another, One hand don't help without the other. Not only with training, but just dieting and just keeping our mental right, we going all the way.
All right, yeah, you're not shy. Let's hear your prediction. What happens Saturday night once that bell rings?
Saturday night, they said it was 8 rounds. I was unaware of this. I'm ready to go 10 or even 15 like they do back in the day. But
Cunningham say he ready to go freaking 15. Like back in the day.
Back over to you.
I feel you, big dog. Talk to him.
Thank you, Todd. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to wait our next attraction. This is 6 rounds in the super lightweight division. Introducing to you first, set to jump on the stage at this time, this in-ring veteran will enter the contest with a current record of 37 bouts, 28 victories, including 9 wins by way of knockout and 9 defeats. Representando la Ciudad de Mexico, Mexico, here is Juan Jose Piquet Martinez. And his opponent will enter the bout flawless, 6 bouts, 6 victories, including 5 wins by way of knockout. Here is the 2015 Pan Am Games gold medalist and the 2016 Rio Olympian for Team Canada from the Great North, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Artur Bachachewov Biyarslanov. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a 6-round super lightweight affair. Live on DAZN and presented to you by Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. First on the scale at this time, representing Mexico City, Juan Jose Piquet Martinez. $141.8, ladies and gentlemen, for Juan Jose Martinez representing Mexico City. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, the undefeated one, representing Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Artur the Chechen Wolf, Biyarslanov.
The Chechen
141
Wolf.
on the dot, ladies and gentlemen, for the Chechen Wolf.
The Chechen Wolf. Like that. Lugaru.
Jose Piquet Martinez, Artur the Chechen Wolf, Biyarslanov, representing Canada. It's going to be a slugfest, a 6-round super lightweight attraction. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, ready to rock and roll tomorrow night. And now it's time to send it over to the one and only Todd Grisham with our interviews.
Now it's time to
Here he
see
is, the Chechen Wolf in the flesh. With a
the
nickname
Chechen
like that.
Wolf.
Going for the kill.
That's one of the baddest.
Predict a knockout for us.
Like I said before, we don't look for a knockout, but if he will present himself, I'll definitely go for it.
How much research did you do on your opponent? What do you know about him?
Me and my coach did some research. Of course, he has a lot of experience, a lot of fights, so we're able to find some stuff on them. And we had a great camp, so we're ready.
Yeah. How did COVID interrupt your normal training capacity, and how did you get ready for this fight, these trying times?
It was difficult, I believe, for everyone, for sparring and, for training-wise. Some gyms were closed, but I mean, we're professionals, so we found a way to train and to be ready, and had a great camp.
I know you have a lot of fans around the world, including in your home country. What's your message to them as they're watching right now?
Hey, I want to say thank you to everyone around the world, Canada, Russia, everyone that's watching me. Thank you for supporting me, and I hope to put on a great show. Спасибо всем.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Chechen Wolf. Jeremiah, back over to you.
Thank you, Todd. It's time to resume our weigh-in as we get ready for the action tomorrow night. Up next, a 6-round featherweight attraction. First to take the center stage, this Mexican warrior will enter through the ropes with a record of 28 bouts, 18 victories, 14 wins by way of knockout with 10 defeats. He's the former WBF Super Bantamweight champion out of Clovis, New Mexico, USA. Y representando Chihuahua, Mexico, here is Rafael Guerrito Reyes. And his opponent steps right back into the ring just after a huge victory 2 months ago in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He is set to enter the contest unblemished. 6 bouts, 6 victories, including 2 wins by way of knockout. Here is the 2018 United States National Champion and Golden Glove champion hailing from the Garden State, Camden, New Jersey, USA. Here is Raymond Savage Ford. And now, ladies and gentlemen, first onto the scale, representando Chihuahua, Mexico, here is Rafael Guerrito Reyes. $23 for Guerrito, 123 for Guerrito. And now the Savage one steps onto the scale. 125.8, 125.8 for Raymond Savage 4 to make it official.
Raymond Ford and Rafael Reyes will be the third fight on the card.
Live on DAZN.
Live on the zone.
The big battle tomorrow night, it is official as we get our fighters to go ahead and pose for the cameras. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our 6-round featherweight affair ready to go. It is Rafael Guerrito Reyes and Raymond Savage 4 tomorrow night.
Hey, be sure to hit that like button, man. You know, this should be
Now
freaking
time to send it over to
multiple
Bishop
people
with our
tuned in
interview
for
with
Haney
Raymond
and
Savage
Gamboa.
4.
People may not be
Yes,
down
he
feeling
is
this
savage,
fight, but
classic,
damn.
boozy, ratchet.
Boxing fans, where you at?
Ladies and gentlemen, I got a quick question for you. There's been talk of who has the faster hands. Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. I might throw you in the mix. Are your hands as fast as Devin Haney?
Faster than all of them.
Really? Does he know that?
Who?
Devin.
Oh, he don't gotta know. I mean, I am faster than all of them, though. It's the same, though. They good fighters. They all good fighters, but I'm faster than them.
So what do we expect to see from you Saturday? I know how bad you wanted the knockout in your last fight. You got your opponent down but couldn't finish him. What do you want to do tomorrow night?
Just being explosive. That's how I'm coming into this fight. I'm going to be real explosive, real sharp, smart, throwing a lot of fast and hard shots, good body shots, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting him out there.
You're 6-0 right now. How would you say your professional career has gone so far as you've moved from amateur to pro?
It's been going smoothly. I'm just still transitioning and getting better every day. So come tomorrow, I feel like this will be my best performance. So make sure y'all tune in.
All right, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Ray Savage Ford. Back to Jeremiah.
Thank you, Todd. And now we resume our weigh-in. Our next attraction, 6 rounds in the welterweight division. First to weigh in and fighting out of the red corner, he enters the ring. 24 bouts, 17 victories, including 13 of those wins by way of knockout, 5 defeats, and 2 draws. Fighting out of West Palm Beach, Florida, by way of Nicaragua. Here is
Nicaragua.
Bombadero Mojica.
We're 2 fights off the main event.
His
Weigh-ins.
opponent steps into the ring unblemished with an outstanding record. 7 bouts, 7 victories, including 5 wins by way of knockout. Here's the 2018 National Golden Glove champion fighting out of Staten Island, New York. Here is the undefeated Reshat, the Albanian Bear, Mate. And now first on the scale from Nicaragua, here is Marcos Bombadero Mojica. $146.4, ladies and gentlemen, for Bombadero Mojica. And the Albanian Bear is set to jump on the scale. Here he is, Reshat Mate. $146 on the nose, ladies and gentlemen. $146 for the Albanian Bear. This is our 6th round welterweight attraction tomorrow night. We are ready to rock and roll. First with a face-off between the two. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. They are set to go and are official.
What's going on, Sir Ken in the building?
Mojica and Reshat, the Albanian Bear, Mate. Time to send it over with Todd with our interview with the Albanian Bear.
Here he is, Reshat Mate, the Albanian Bear. Now, Khabib Nurmagomedov wrestled bears when he was a kid. How did you get your nickname?
Ever since I was a kid, man, I was a little bit hairy, but I just kept going.
Did you say a little bit hairy? You were hairy as a kid.
My arms and all that stuff. So, yeah, just constantly fighting, super aggressive, and just trying to obviously destroy my opponents.
Is that what we're going to see Saturday night?
That's the main goal. My main plan is to break them down each round by round, and if he cracks, he cracks.
I talked to you about this yesterday during our press conference, but you want to stay as busy as possible. You said you wanted to fight every month in 2020. That hasn't been the case because of the pandemic. But what do you see your future after this fight going forward?
Same thing. Just want to stay super consistent, fight more and more often, and then I want to fight the big names.
And I know you've got a very passionate fan base, many of them European or specifically Albanian. What's your message to them right now?
Stay tuned. Tomorrow we're going to go to war.
Kuchazi, everybody. He is the Albanian Bear, Reshat Mate. Jeremiah?
Thank you, Todd. It's time to bring up the big men onto the stage at this time. Introducing to you first, this two-time challenger will enter through the ropes for the 23rd time, holding a record of 22 victories, including 9 wins by way of knockout and 6 defeats. Hailing from Sylvania, Ohio, here is Devin Vargas. And his opponent to the stage, a colossal juggernaut, will defend his undefeated record consisting of 21 bouts, 21 victories, including 16 wins by way of knockout. He currently holds the WBO Oriental heavyweight strap, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada by way of Zhou, China. Here is the Big Bang, Zhang, Zhilei.
Zhilei.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, first onto the scale at this time, from Sylvania, Ohio, Devin Vargas. .233, ladies and gentlemen, for our heavyweight Devin Vargas. And now the big man, the Big Bang, Zhang Zhilei, onto the scale. 259.6 for the Big Bang. Our heavyweight ready to go. 259.6. And now for the face-off, ladies and gentlemen. 2 Titans going head-to-head tomorrow night. This is a 10-round attraction heavyweight division live on DAZN and presented to you by Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. Sponsored to you by Bet Online, Lannistar, and JD Sports.
Yeah, Michael Johnson. I
Time
did
to
get the
send it
news.
over to Todd Grisham with the Big Bang straight from China.
I did, in fact, get the news. I wrote an article on it,
Thank you, Jeremiah. This is not the Big Bang. This is his translator.
but I will talk about it after the
It's
weigh-ins,
hard to
though.
tell them apart. There he is. That's you. He's the Big Bang. All right. You're 6'6", 259.6 pounds. He told me you don't want to be 260. Why is that?
不想要260几，想要259。为什么想要在250这个阶段？
因为这是我体重控制在我的状态最好的一个体重，然后所以说我把它控制在260以下，255到260之间。
I stay disciplined as much as possible. I stay below 260.
So the Big Bang, I have a feeling it's just because you're so massive, but where did that nickname come from?
介绍一下你 Big Bang 的这个绰号怎么来？
就是大爆炸，然后因为世界不知道中国在职业拳击中间有重量级，所以说我想通过我就是用我的实力来告诉世界拳迷，在中国有一个重量级的大炸弹。
It's a big splash. It's a big bomb, and it's nobody from China that can do the damage. I want to let everybody know through my nickname, the Big Bang is coming. The bomb is coming.
Yes, you have a fight on Saturday, but you've made no secret that you want to one day challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Specifically, you want Anthony Joshua. Is getting a win Saturday night enough, or do you have to knock him out and look spectacular?
周六比赛，当然大家都知道你想要对阵约书亚，对吧？你对周六比赛有什么期望？必须要击倒他才能挑战约书亚，还是你有什么想法？
周六的比赛给大家留一个悬念，你们感觉怎么样？然后那就我们等到周六电视上你们能看到。
I'm not gonna say anything else right now. Keep it as a secret. You will see on TV. You see what I can do.
How do you translate the Big Bang into Chinese? How do you say that?
大爆炸。
大爆炸. Yes.
大爆炸.
Cheers, ladies and gentlemen.
大爆炸.
Fantastic job, Todd. And now it's time to make it official, our co-main title attraction. And it is presented to you by Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing in association with Sauerland Promotions. Sponsored to you by Bet Online, Lannistar, and JD Sports. This is 10 rounds for the vacant IBF International Heavyweight Championship. And now, fight fans, here we go. First onto the stage. Saturday night, we will face another great opportunity, but a tough feat ahead. One heck of a fighter entering the ropes with a record, an outstanding record, 29 bouts, 26 victories, including 13 wins by way of knockout and only 2 defeats. Introducing to you the former WBC Youth World Cruiserweight Champion from Detroit, Michigan, Rock City, Rydell Booker. And his opponent ready to release his inner beast Saturday night. He walks through the ropes, perfect 10 bouts, 10 victories in addition to his win column, 8 knockouts. Introducing to you the fighting pride of Zagreb, Croatia, the current WBC International Heavyweight Champion and Olympic bronze medalist in 2016. Here is Filip Hrgovic.
People thinking Hrgovic is his next big deal. We'll see as he continues to increase his competition. We'll see.
248, ladies and gentlemen, for our heavyweight, Rydell Booker.
248 for Rydell. Big boys on deck.
Rydell Booker.
Big boys
from
on deck.
Detroit, Michigan. And now on the scale, the big man, El Animal Hrgovic.
You can tell the conditioning is a bit different.
242.6 for the big man, El Animal
Hrgovic. Look, Hrgovic, you know, he's not that far beneath Booker. But his midsection is much different. You know, he's been doing what he's supposed to do, working the core and everything else. 2 different body compositions right there. especially when it comes to the BMI percentage, body mass index. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty
There they are,
sure
the big men. This
Hrgovic is
our
going to be going
co-main
into Brett
attraction
basket early.
for the vacant IBF International Heavyweight Championship. 10 rounds of action for our title attraction.
Next on deck is Haney Gamboa weigh in. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be like ATL. You know, no one's going to be pushing each other and causing
All
a
the
melee.
action tomorrow night live on DAZN, where it's always fight season.
It's always fight season. You know, got some boxing news to talk about after this weigh-in, so sit tight,
Now
stay
we'll send it
tuned.
over to Todd at this time with Rydell Booker.
You know, boxing has so many great redemption stories. You're looking at one of them right here, Rydell. You fought James Toney. Your career was going well, but then you went to jail for over a decade. What did that teach you? What did you learn? And where are you at today in your life?
Well, you know, just having a chance to fight James Toney when I was out on the bond when I went to prison, it taught me just more of the craftiness, you know, coming back from the old school style of boxing, being in the basement, Crunk, Gym, Legendary, you know, learning a lot of things. So taught me how to keep my pose, because I just went in like I'm the younger guy. I can beat this older guy, but he's cool.
I mean, what did you learn being in prison for 10 years? A lot of people thought you'd never fight again. You've been gone too long, and yet here you are co-main eventing a big card.
Yeah, you know, just being in prison, it taught me how to have more self-discipline.
Nobody really trying to talk about what they learned in prison.
Took a lot of stuff for granted, pretty much going to the top, you know, where I believe. So I was doing a lot of stuff that I didn't have business doing.
Well, it's great to see you turn your life around, and now you get El Animal, one of your former sparring partners. He's told us it's not a matter of if he's going to win, it's how is he going to do it, how soon will he knock you out. You've never been stopped. That's pretty disrespectful to me. What's your thoughts on his prediction?
I mean, you know, some people got to say what they got to say to either hype themselves up or anything like that, but this is a business, it's a sport, so whatever you got to do to give yourself the drive, the motivation. But I know who I am, he know who stands in front of him, so it's be a more challenge for him to try to knock me out than me getting a victory.
All right, right up. Thank you for the time and good luck to you. And now we will welcome in El Animal himself, the undefeated fighter out of Croatia, Filip. Congratulations on your successful career so far. How are you feeling right now as you get set to take on Rydell Booker?
I'm feeling very well. I want to say thanks to my coach Pedro Diaz for preparing me very well, and thanks to organizations, to Matchroom, to Eddie Hearn, to Team Southland, to my manager Željko. I'm feeling very good and I'm happy to be here.
I know you love to knock guys out. What are we going to see from you tomorrow night?
You're going to see great performance. First, before knockout, I need to outbox him. I will not just knock out him. I will outbox him first, and I will show my boxing ability. And he's a slick fighter. He's a good fighter. He knows to box, and I need to be on the top level.
I know you've wanted a world title shot. You think you're good enough to fight the best of the best. What's your dream matchup? Which guy would you like to fight if you could call your own shot after this bout? On Sunday?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I want to come on the top, of course. I wanted to become champion.
Who?
And want to weigh.
Dole what?
No one knows. It's on my manager, on my promoter to match me up with the best in the division. And I'm ready for everyone.
Nande desu ka?
Good luck to you. Thank you. All right, Jeremiah, back to you.
Thank you, Todd. And now, fight fans, the moment has arrived. We make it official on the scale. The future of boxing will continue his dream for greatness, looking to
Main event on deck.
Statement as the current world champion, as he faces considered to be a very tough opponent, a seasoned veteran who fought the best and owner of multiple championships. 12 rounds for the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World. It is presented to you by Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing in association with Devin Haney Promotions and TGB Promotions. Sponsored to you by Bet Online, Lannistar, and JD Sports. Streamed live on the Zone. Now it's time to rock and roll and bring up the challenger at this time. A seasoned veteran, a multi-time champion holding an impressive record, 33 bouts, 30 victories, including 18 wins by way of knockout and only 3 defeats. He's a proud Cubano living and training out of Miami, Florida, USA. Here's the former unified featherweight champion of the world, Ciclón de Guantanamo. Here is Yuriorkis Gamboa.
Yuriorkis Gamboa is on deck. He's gonna come on weight. It's almost looked the same he did in the ATL, same outfit, everything, just low-key, carefree.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent will step into
all about business.
A much anticipated battle, perfect 24 bouts, 24 victories, including 15 wins by way of knockout. The reality of boxing, the future of boxing. Now living and fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, the multi-time champion, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBC lightweight champion of the world. Here is Devin the Dream Haney.
Look, Devin Haney comes on stage like, I'm ready. You got jeans on like you about to go to the goddamn Copacabana concert. Shit, we about to throw down this tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You come in here with freaking jeans on and shit, Adidas top, like you about to do a B-boy. Man, come on, Gamboa. This is not the first time you did this, bro.
35 on the dot, ladies and gentlemen.
He always a professional, though. He always make weight.
Yuriorkis Gamboa. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is.
Shout out Bill Haney in the house.
Champion of the world, Devin the Dream Haney. 135.1, ladies and gentlemen, for the WBC lightweight champion of the world.
Haney in good shape. Has always been professional. Both of the fighters in good shape.
Of the action presented to you by Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing.
One fighter with a mask, one fighter without a mask. I mean, where's the consistency? You know what I'm saying? The announcer doesn't have a mask on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, where's the consistency? I don't know. Mask, no mask. Those are two. Mask, no mask.
The correct weight, Devin Haney, 135 on the nose for the Dream. As they face off, this is our main attraction. Now
he puts it on.
WBC Lightweight Championship of the World. Tomorrow night, live on DAZN.
There you have it, people. Your main event tomorrow night. Both balance the scales equally. Professionals at what they do. Both fighters look in great shape.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. It's time to get into zone. Gamboa, Haney tomorrow night, live on DAZN, and presented to you by Matchroom Boxing. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, ready to go.
So there you have it.
And now at this time, we send it over to Todd Grisham with Yuriorkis Gamboa.
We're going to wait for the
Former
interviews.
two-time world champion Yuriorkis Gamboa. Congratulations on making weight. I know it's never easy at this stage of your career. Obviously, you've read all the articles. You've seen the video. A lot of hype surrounding Devin Haney. Do you think he's as good as everyone says he is?
Gamboa know how to speak English.
¿Qué tú crees de todo lo que esa gente está hablando? No, la gente hablan, como te digo, son cosas personales de ellos y cada cual tiene su opinión. Each person can have their own opinion. It's up to them. They can say whatever they want.
This may be your last opportunity at a world title. Are you going to have to fight like a desperate man?
Yo siempre he peleado como un guerrero y siempre he hecho lo mejor arriba.
Be honest,
I
Gamboa.
always fight the same way that I always fight, is like a warrior, and I'm gonna I'm calm, and I'm gonna come out victorious.
What's the key to you winning this fight on Saturday?
Man, nobody's gonna say anything about that. Why do these announcers ask the craziest questions, man? He's not gonna give you the keys to his freaking offensive game plan. Chill.
And the preparing for this fight has been awesome. So that's what's been good.
Buena suerte. All right, there he is. He is the challenger, Yuriorkis Gamboa, squaring off for the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World against my next guest at this time, the Dream, Devin Haney. Devin, you made weight. Well done. I know it's not easy in these times under coronavirus. How did this pandemic affect your preparation?
It motivated me. It gave me time to work harder and time to fully focus on this fight. And I'm ready.
I know you've felt the pressure, seeing how all the other four horsemen, as we call them, with Ryan Garcia, Tank, and Lopez, how they did in their fights, and Garcia fighting in a couple weeks. How much pressure is there on you to have not just a win, but a spectacular performance?
No different than any other fight. Every fight I go in and I want to put on a great performance. It's always pressure to outdo, my last performance. So I'm going in there with a lot of motivation to go in there and get the win, but not only get the win, I want to look at.
Let me see if he's gonna ask Devin his game plan.
You also mentioned when you first met Yuri Gamboa when you were a child that he and his coaching staff didn't really seem to believe in you or give you much respect. You say you're going to earn it tomorrow night. How do you do that?
I'm going to dominate. I want to make a statement with this victory. I don't only want to beat him. I want to beat him worse than he's ever been beat before. And I want to show him that I'm on a total different level than anyone.
I think Gamboa's like 16 years older.
Before we let you go, there's a
than
special
Haney.
presentation now from the WBC. Andre Suleiman has something he would like
Oh,
to
what Suleiman has?
It is my great honor to represent my late grandfather, Jose Suleiman, my uncle, Mauricio Suleiman,
Another belt.
our proud champion, Devin Haney, his WBC lightweight championship belt. Please, Devin.
The WBC belt is the prettiest belt in the game, though.
to get a new belt, is it not?
So put one on his shoulder. Bill has it on the one on his shoulder. Hey,
Wish you great
it's a
success.
pretty ass belt, though.
Please represent the WBC as a proud champion you are.
And
Them Suleimans love giving out belts.
well,
Yes, please.
What?
WBC has started a tradition of awarding the trainers of the champions.
Bill gets the belts too. What I just say? Is that what Floyd Mayweather was talking about? Hey, but congrats though, man.
It's an honor and a dream come true to have Devin on this stage and be right here representing him.
Talk to him, Bill. Talk to him.
congratulations, guys.
That's your son. That's your seed.
I look forward to being a WBC champion for a lot of years. This is only the beginning.
All right, Jeremiah, back to you to close the show.
He didn't ask him his game plan.
All right, John, thank you so much. We made it official here. And that being said, tomorrow night, live on DAZN, it is Haney and Gamboa. That being said, it's time to get into zone.
Appreciate everyone who stopped through. You know what it is, man. Ken in the building. Salute, man. Yeah, he said they really be trying. Hey, listen. Like I said before, congrats to Haney being able to headline the card on DAZN, going in there against Yuriorkis Gamboa. All the best for him going in there, getting that victory. Not just getting a victory, but going in there and dominating fashion and cleaning house and moving on to the next. That's the whole entire end state right here for Devin Haney to go in here, get this job done with Gamboa, make it look easy. Don't put in any unnecessary rounds because you don't get paid for overtime, and move on to the next. But like I said before, those of you there's Devin Haney hardcore supporters, man, tune in and check this young warrior out. The Dream. He has a huge freaking landscape ahead of him in boxing. He's very young. He'll be 22 this month. So therefore, tune in, show your support, and watch the fight. So I've given my take on this particular fight. It is a name that is credible out here in the boxing community with Gamboa. He does have credibility as a fighter with his pedigree from the AMs crossing over to the professionals. We understand all that. So therefore, with what we know, him coming off the knockout loss to Gervonta, I expect nothing more from Devin Haney to go in here and make it look easy. But box, stay tight. Don't make it more difficult than it need to be, and get it done. That's all I can say on that. Now, the big news is Canelo Alvarez is a free agent. I just released an article on it. I posted on my page and World Combat Sports page. I know a lot of people may not know, but I have multiple branches out here that I disperse the media, not just on YouTube, but I have worldcombatsports.com. And also I have World Combat Sports Facebook page and group. And also I have a boxing group, All Hands Boxing. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't talk about it much or put it out here in hashtags, but I do, along with my YouTube channel, World Combat Sports. Yeah, multi areas of releasing that I basically maintain on my own. So I did hear the word that Canelo Alvarez is now a free agent, which is great. All right. I'm going to tell you why it's great, because now he has no excuses on having the pick of the litter, so to speak, or the company of boxers that's top tier names that he can fight that's good for boxing. His manager, Reynoso, came out and made mention that he's a free agent. And then, what makes it even more, you have the names out there like Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, you know what I'm saying? Or even Gennady Golovkin. You have some names out there that Canelo Alvarez can select. But the juicier nugget is on this Friday, I'm talking about medium well, is that ESPN Salvador Rodriguez received word that the team Saul Canelo Alvarez is thinking about fighting Caleb Plant, the IBF champion, at super middleweight, December. Yes, in December. And from what my understanding is, they're thinking about fighting my boy Caleb Sweet Hands Plant December 19th, 2020. You heard it right here. Also, put that in the article too, man. Periodically I do, get on there and pop the keyboard a little bit and get on my journalism type stuff. What I was doing before I came on here. But yeah, Canelo Alvarez, word has it from a credible source, ESPN Salvador Rodriguez, it made mention that Canelo Alvarez may indeed, they're eyeing Caleb Plant. A lot of people are going to be upset, and you're never going to be able to placate the masses of boxing. But Caleb Plant is legitimate opposition. You know what I'm saying? He's coming off this win, over there, in Nashville. Caleb Plant is a solid boxer, underrated boxing skills, and it'll make it for a good matchup between him and Canelo Alvarez. It'll be the biggest fight of his career, of course. And they're talking about making this happen potentially before 2020 is over. Outstanding, y'all. Cool. Outstanding, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you heard it. I put it on the title, man. I'm not capping. I'm not sitting up here creating a narrative or whatever. But that is a source out there right now. Reynoso released that. For those of you that didn't know, let me go back right quick, okay? Let me pull some quotes up right quick. If you want to see the article, you can go to worldcombatsports.com. It is always out there for your accessibility. So let me pull up so I can give you some quotes. So per Scotty the Context White, World Combat Sports, news has broken that multiple division champion and top pound for pound star Canelo Alvarez, 53-1-2, 32 knockouts, has earned a huge victory outside of the ring in 2020. As we all know, Alvarez was embroiled in an active lawsuit with promoter Golden Boy and streaming platform DAZN. Alvarez filed a lawsuit in federal court citing a breach of contract on the 11-fight, $365 million deal in 2018. Attempt to mediate between the parties faltered, and the suit was refiled. It didn't take long for Alvarez trainer manager Eddie Reynoso to announce the news on social media Friday to confirm the boxing Mexican superstar is indeed a free agent. Reynoso speaks out. In my role as a manager and coach of Saul Canelo Alvarez, I allow myself to communicate to the boxing community and to our fans that starting today, November 6th, Canelo becomes a free agent. So we are ready to continue his boxing career, said Reynoso. All this time we have been working hard in the gym with a lot of responsibilities and discipline to be in great physical shape and ready to fight this year, and it will be. We will announce a date, rival, and place very soon, and we will return stronger than ever to keep growing and showing the Mexican boxing is the best. Several boxers, the article goes on to read, several boxers separated from their promotion in the past. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia, to name a few. In light of the news, boxing fans are pinging with joy for potential candidates for Alvarez on the horizon. There are a surplus of names out there vying for opportunity to step in the ring with him, such as WBC Jamal Charlo, WBO Demetrius Andrade, David Benavidez, or even a trilogy with IBF Gennady Golovkin. Next calendar year is bright for boxing, especially for Alvarez, who has more control to match up with whomever he chooses. In closing, but hold up, here's a juicier nugget for you hardcore Alvarez fans. You're going to love this news. Sources have told ESPN's Salvador Rodriguez that Alvarez and his team are targeting a return to the ring December 19th against IBF super middleweight titleist Caleb Plant, who fights beneath the Premier Boxing Champions banner. We shall see. Stay tuned. And that is, of course, the article off World Combat Sports. Just so, to give you a little bit of insight for that. So, that's damn good news. You know what I'm saying? Ken said, I thought it would be David for Plant, but Canelo's good fight. It depends, man. Like, they're saying they're eyeing. Eyeing is nothing, that's solid. They're just basically saying it's a prospect. It's a potential possibility. It's nothing in stone just yet. So anything can change. Anything can change. So we already know the history between freaking Caleb Plant and freaking David Benavidez. They do not like each other, period. So that'd be a damn good fight. But when it comes down to boxing being a business first, the money fight is Canelo Alvarez. So if you ask Caleb Plant, will he want to fight Canelo Alvarez? I would assume he's going to say, hell yeah, I'll fight him. That's going to be the biggest paycheck of my career. Cool. But if he has an option to fight David Benavidez, who he told me on several occasions, Benavidez is the easiest fight in the super middleweight division. Caleb told me that to my face. He said, that's the easiest fight. I don't like the guy. You know what I'm saying? He felt that David Benavidez ultimately disrespected him. He made mention that Benavidez basically spoke about his daughter. You know, Caleb Plant lost his daughter, and it affected him very much to the core. And he felt like the Benavidez family and David Benavidez, you know, made some mention about that. So I'm telling you, when you're talking about genuine disdain for a person, Caleb don't like David Benavidez. So we'll see. We'll see. At the end of the day, like and dislike, you know, they pay different. I'm serious. Like and dislike, they pay different. You're not going to earn no income saying I'm only going to fight who I like. No, you got to fight somebody that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? It's going to go both ways where the money is at. So we'll, you know, stay tuned for that. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted on that. Terence Crawford, Kell, Brook. They're due to fight November 14th, right? Guess what? No rehydration clause. No rehydration clause, people. Because, you know, I'm not sure what's going on here. It's good because people dog Canelo Alvarez out for inserting rehydration clauses into his contracts. So Terence Crawford and Kell Brook, you know, well as I do, Kell Brook moving up in weight. Back in the day, you know, he's fought at the 160-pound division. And, you know, he dropped back down to fight Errol Spence at 47. And he, you know, people saying he was damaged goods or so forth and all this. So when he comes in here and fight an opponent like Terence Crawford with no rehydration clause, automatically we're assuming that Kell Brook is going to be the bigger fighter, period. But what it does for Kell Brook, it allows him to get back to his walk-around weight where he feels comfortable at. You know, it can be a pro and con to that. You know, the amount of the rigorous training that it takes for him to cut weight just to balance the scales, and then he rehydrate. You know, it's all about his body. Only him, he knows what his body is capable of. So he drops to 47, make weight, and then balloons back up. You know, well over 155. How would he look in there? You know, how would Crawford be able to handle that size difference? It's going to be a challenge either way, but no rehydration clause. We have to see because Crawford, he's definitely going to be the smaller fighter in there, but it's going to come down to boxing, you know? So I don't think Crawford is too worried about coming in there with no rehydration. I'm pretty sure he's going to be pretty, he has some pretty good size on him too, but not like Kell Brook. Obviously, because Kell Brook walks around at a bigger weight, a heavier weight than Crawford. Yeah, man, that's big. That's big. No rehydration clause for Terence Crawford and Kell Brook, y'all. You heard it. No rehydration clause. So we know Kell Brook may be a middleweight in there. Seriously, Kell Brook may indeed be a middleweight in there fighting Crawford. And I'm not saying Crawford's going to come in on fight night at 147.5. I'm just telling you that he's not going to have the size of Kell Brook on that night. He's going to be much bigger. And, you know, I mean, Kell Brook is going to be much bigger and Crawford probably be well over 150 himself. But I doubt he's going to sit up here and try to prove a point to be as close as Kell Brook as possible. It's not going to happen. Crawford's going to go in there and fight his fight at his fight weight. And Kell Brook is basically going to come in there as heavy as he possibly can, that feels good for him, and try to go over here and use that to his advantage with Terence Crawford. You know, it all works differently for everybody. Alexander said, we in here hyped for this fight. Yeah, man, the weigh-ins just ended. Both of the fighters, as always, one thing I say about Gamboa, he always tip the scales and do what he's supposed to. So both fighters, Devin Haney and both fighters made weight. Devin Haney, Yuriorkis Gamboa, made weight. It's going down tomorrow, November 7th. It's going down lightweight championship, 12 rounds for the WBC world title. It is going down. If you watch the weigh-ins, the WBC came out and presented two more belts. It's the holiday season, y'all. Boxing's love creating these belts and giving them away during the holidays. Them Suleimans, boy, they love goddamn giving away belts, goddamn it. I bet y'all would have been lost. Y'all wouldn't have been able to know what to say if they would have said, you know what? Devin Haney, we want to present you with the franchise belt. If you are indeed the victor, we want to give you the franchise belt too. You know what I'm saying? Make everybody a franchise champion. You know what I'm saying? We had Facilio Chico. We got Teofimo Lopez. We're gonna give Devin Haney a franchise belt. And goddamn, whoever else want a franchise belt should get one, man. They going for the Lolo right now. Clearance. The franchise belt's going for a clearance right now, But yeah, man, if y'all have it, y'all have that time, be sure to tune in to World Combat Sports. I'll be covering the fight. I'll be covering the entire fight card. If you look down in my description, I basically dropped all the information you need on Devin Haney and Gamboa. I gave you a breakdown of each fighter. And also, I basically gave you the entire fight card that's going down on DAZN tomorrow, people. Tomorrow is going down. But I want to get your take on Canelo. What would be your top 3 opponents that you want him to fight? Now that he's a free agent, he's able to make his own choices. Drop down in the comment, man. Let me know who you would want him to fight. Just give me your top 2. Make it easy. Top two. Come on, talk to me. Talk to. This is a big deal, man. Canelo is a free agent. Canelo Alvarez is a free agent. People, know your worth in boxing. Canelo is a free agent, y'all. Canelo Alvarez, when people were pretty much riding him off from the first time he stepped in there with that lawsuit, him and his team went back, scrubbed through it, refiled, and it worked out. So what does this mean? For the zone, who that, in all honesty, Canelo Alvarez was the biggest fighter on the zone. The zone is going to have to do something. They're going to have to come up with some master plan to put another puzzle together with more than one fighter that was on the status of Canelo Alvarez. They need to be more enticing to these fighters on the outside to want to be a part of the zone. I know we have Devin Haney over there. We got it. But Devin Haney is nowhere close to being on the superstar status as Canelo Alvarez. Who's next over there? Who's next? Who can they pick? You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time before we see something like Ryan Garcia. It all depends, man. Like who's next? We need 2 to 3 over there on the zone that stands out. We need 2 to 3 loyal customers that's gonna elevate the zone to a whole nother streaming, respectability out here. That's what we need. Canelo's gone. That's the big dog that was over there. Now what? Who's next? So Ken said Jamal. Absolutely. Jamal, Andrade, and Munguia. Ken, I was with you. I was with you, big dog, for Jamal and Andrade. Now I was with you until you got there and made that hardcore left turn and said Munguia. You turned into oncoming traffic And God, they said Munguia, man. I don't think Munguia deserves a shot at Canelo right now. But, you know, when you put that deserve word out there, you know, people go all crazy. Munguia, man, he's just not a ticket seller, man. Like, you got to be able to match just a little bit. So, first and foremost, I respect the first one. Maul Charlo, absolutely. I would want to see Maul Charlo step in there with Canelo. Absolutely, I do. Then Andrade. Andrade and Maul Charlo has more of a rivalry, more of a sense where people want to tune in and see those two clash, right? They would tune in more than I think if Andrade was facing Canelo. You know? So Maul Charlo, Canelo, cool. Andrade, I'm not so sure if people will even give that even a thought process, like an effort. Especially we're trying to see if it's going to be free TV or not. Because still, we're talking about a fighter that's the top pound for pound. So we can look at it in this sense. It's a possibility for him to throw Andrade into the mix if, you know, he has, you know, time in between coming off two killers or whatever. Not saying Andrade is not a killer, but I'm talking about killing the boxing scene with numbers. With good, solid numbers, right? Numbers that will only inject success if he was to match up with Canelo Alvarez. Like Jamal Charlo and Canelo, definitely. Coming from both sides, it will represent good numbers, all right? Because, of course, he's the WBC champion at middleweight, and we want to see that fight. That is the biggest fight, in my opinion, at 60. The biggest fight for Canelo is 60. Is Canelo and Jamal Charlo bigger than Canelo, Caleb Plant? Because a lot of people don't know Sweet Hands. A lot of people do not know who Sweet Hands is. They just don't, man. He's the IBF champion over there, super middleweight. And a lot of people don't know who Caleb Plant is. I do believe Caleb Plant has the better boxing skills than Jamal. Lines only. Both of these guys coming off a PPV headliner. So, you know, definitely I would say, you know, there's more fan-friendly, you know, boxing heads out there that would kind of gravitate to the Charlo brothers, especially because they're they're twins and everything like that. And they're both reigning in two separate divisions. Male Charlo is a unified champion at 154. Maul Charlo is a WBC champion at 60. But when it comes to the higher divisions, it tends to get people to tune in just a little bit and say, okay, what is Canelo's doing now? Canelo was at 160. What he's doing now? Well, he's stepping back up to 168. He already went up there and knocked out Rocky Fielding in third round with a body shot. Why is he going back up there? Now he's facing Caleb Plant. Oh, okay. Shit, let me look this guy up. Let me see. All right. Okay, Caleb Plant. All right. I can see that. All right. I can see him matching up well with Canelo Alvarez. That's what people are going to say. So I think they would definitely tune in. Now, it's going to be close to a year, right? When Canelo stepping into the ring, it's going to be close to a year, man. So, yeah, we're looking for a good fight. Come out the blocks to close out the year. You know what I'm saying? Run right into 2021 with the momentum there, Canelo. Pick somebody with a damn good name like Plant, and we good. No ifs, ands, we good. Pick somebody to run out this year and make it a damn good fight. So if it's Caleb Plant, cool. It's Caleb Plant. We'll take it. We will absolutely take it. It's not going to be Charlo. He just fought. He ain't in the camp. They chilling. They up there buying freaking dump trucks and freaking off-road vehicles. They ain't getting back in fight camp. So exclude them. Exclude Andrade. Exclude Munguia, who just came off a fight. But for 2021, all of those names Ken just mentioned are potentials. You know what I'm saying? I would say Jamar Charlo and Andrade. But for some reason, I don't think Canelo Alvarez will give Andrade the time of day. I don't think so. But that's yet to be determined, man. We'll see how it plays out. If indeed we hear a fight announcement coming up for the December fight card. I know Caleb Plant has said this about David Benavidez, like they did not give him enough time. It's November 6th. So we're talking about December 19th. That's just over a month, man. 5 weeks. You know, whatever. I mean, that's I know he was complaining about Benavidez not giving him enough time coming off a hard camp. But, you know, this right here, I'm pretty sure they was talking behind the scenes or whatever, but this is like a 5 or 6 week. If that, I would just say a 5 week. If you're talking about the 19th, if you're talking about the 19th, that's quick. So I'm curious to know if Caleb has known about this already. Is it going to be official? So I'm just going to leave it alone right there, man. Just stay tuned and we'll see what's going on with that. Another big question mark in the sport of boxing is Miguel Berchelt. He's not fighting Oscar Valdez, the former featherweight champion, because of COVID-19. So the question is, he's still on the fight card. He is still on the fight card. So being he's on the fight card, who is he going to fight? Shakur Stevenson had made it perfectly clear that he's willing and able to step in there with Oscar Valdez. And that would be a good fight, people. That would be a damn good fight. You know it. I know it. Whether Valdez is going to step in there with somebody like Shakur Stevenson, that is the pending question. That's the pending result that we're trying to determine. Is he going to pick a big name like Shakur Stevenson to fight in place of Miguel Berchelt when he has the opportunity to fight for the title? That takes a lot of pondering, don't it? I mean, I know he's going in there with Berchelt to win, but I'm saying he's going to keep this fight date. Shakur said he's basically in fight shape to step in there with him. That will drastically improve the card and kind of even it out to where it should have been if Valdez was fighting Berchelt. You know, it kind of blend in real nice. So we'll see. We would definitely see. Definitely see. Gervonta Davis, as I mentioned the other day, Gervonta Davis was reportedly accused of a hit and run, basically gassing through an intersection, hitting a vehicle, and left the scene. So they still trying, they're still in the process of investigating that. But what I want to ask is, who's next for Gervonta Davis? So there's many avenues we can talk about who's next for Gervonta Davis. We can talk about the 135-pound division, or we can talk about the 130 division, which presents just a little bit more equity to who Gervonta Davis is at the moment. Coming off of PPV success, we're still waiting on the numbers, but I'm telling you, the PPV is going to be a success. And, I'll be surprised if it does under 200,000. I'll be surprised. But anyway, I say 150, 200. But what's next for him? What is the lineup for Gervonta Davis now? Because, I am hearing people saying he needs to fight somebody in the 135 pound, the lightweight division. He needs to fight somebody in his own division. Listen, when you all attempt to make clarification as his own division. Boxing allows an individual to compete in multiple divisions. And if you are indeed a champion in more than one division, or however you choose to do it, that division that you're currently in does not take away from the division that's below or above. It doesn't. And Gervonta Davis just picked up a title, the WBA title from Leo Santa Cruz. So why people are discarding and just putting him in the fray of the lightweight division? Yes, he's in the company of those names. Yes, he has a secondary belt, WBA regular title. Yes, he is considered a champion at the lightweight division and considered a champion at the junior lightweight division. Now, my question is, which division holds more weight and boxing equity for Gervonta Davis to drop back in and do another PPV in 2021? Which division would that happen? And with who? So let's start off at the 130-pound division because they got some good names out there that's accessible for Gervonta. They have some very good names down there, people. Numero uno, Miguel Berchelt. I know he's going to be off limits a little bit because he has a fight with Oscar Valdez, and we're trying to see how that plays out. I'm just throwing his name out there, the WBC junior lightweight champion. That's a solid freaking name to have. Jojo Diaz, Gervonta Davis. It's just something about them two names, Jojo Diaz, Gervonta Davis. I like Joseph Diaz, man. I like Jojo, man. I liked him when he fought Gary Russell Jr. Even I knew he wasn't going to win, but he showed heart. I liked when he stepped in there with Tevin Farmer. I knew he was going to give Tevin Farmer everything he wanted. Fought with a damn badly cut eye, and it didn't freaking matter to Jojo, man. Jojo showed that heart, man. I'm a Jojo Diaz fan, man, for real. Him and Tank Davis at 130, I'll watch it. I'll watch that fight. Period. I'll watch Gervonta Davis and Jojo Diaz. I will watch that fight absolutely. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people will watch that fight too. I cannot sit up here and have you all take me serious if I mention Jermell Charlo. The reason why I'm saying this is that I know he's trying to get that fight with Carl Frampton. So he's out of the question. And a lot of people, including myself, don't believe that he'll step up out of that fight as a champion. So we're going through, those top names in that division who are champions. Who can he unify with? Who can Gervonta Davis unify with? Miguel Berchelt is at the top of the tier. He's at the top of the tree for that division. And then the only other name will be Jojo Diaz, who has a fight coming up with Tevin Farmer. Now, the biggest diamond that's floating around in that patch down there at 130 is Shakur Stevenson, like Ken said. We got to wait and see. Shakur is a tough fight. Shakur is a tough fight. WBC or IBF at 130, or fight the highest rank or biggest name under his belt at 135. Good point. I'm about to transition. I'm about to transition over to that, but this is at 130. And good point, Ken. Good point. At 130, y'all. It gets a little, crazy. Because Gervonta and Floyd Mayweather, I know they're gonna have some fights on there that's not champions down the line. But You know, they're trying to make the biggest fights that's fan friendly and makes the money. That makes the more sense with the money. So who else outside of who I mentioned with Miguel Berchelt and Jojo Diaz is Shakur Stevenson? And we know that fight is not going to happen anytime soon. Carl Frampton is knotted up with Jamel Herring for a potentially matchup in 2021. So Chris Colbert. Chris Colbert is number one ranked in the WBA, which also Gervonta Davis holds that title. I don't see Chris Colbert getting a shot at Gervonta Davis right now. I don't think he's ready for Gervonta Davis, even though prime time would be a very entertaining matchup. I definitely don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready. You have Abraham Supernova that's ranked number 5 in the WBA. He has several fights before he even get close to Gervonta Davis. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, you never know. The promotions, PBC, I think Abraham Supernova is on his way. He's building. We'll see, man. We would definitely see how that works out. It gets very, very cloudy from there. You know, you got the Oscar Valdez, but he's tied up. It all depends, man. I know we have Rene Alvarado and Mark Urbanov, but you know, when it comes to Floyd, it depends on if he wants, you know, Gervonta Davis to take a little soft touch or whatever. Now, for the 35-pound division, 135-pound division, lightweight division, 135. Of course, Gervonta has a more higher tier names, starting off with Teofimo Lopez, which would be huge. Gervonta Davis and Teofimo Lopez would be huge, but Floyd has made it clear that he wants him to fight one more fight before stepping in there with a fighter like Teofimo Lopez. But then you have Devin Haney, who's about to fight Gamboa. He's a potential. But the B word is in here too. But Floyd Mayweather is not going to link up these two for a fight because really, you know, they're just trying to continue to build these guys up and keep it all on their record. And I don't see them stepping in the ring together just yet. I don't see it happening. I don't see Vasily Lomachenko fighting Gervonta, even though he called him out in the past. He's not ready right now after this loss. And I truly believe Gervonta will knock out Vasily Lomachenko. Gervonta will absolutely stop Vasily Lomachenko if they fought next year. He would stop him. Period. Now, the name that Gervonta Davis had basically mentioned and said that, you know, he has the followers and everything is the guy, Golden Boy fighter Ryan Garcia, who's due to step in there with Luke Campbell. And of course, this is a big fight for Ryan Garcia to see how he goes in there, not only to check out his boxing skills, but of course, how's his performance is going to be rated? How does he look against for what people consider a very seasoned boxer in Luke Campbell, an Olympian in Luke Campbell? We're looking forward to see what Ryan Garcia got to offer. You know, we already know that he has some pretty good highlight reel knockouts. You know, he's this flat-footed fighter. Let's see how he goes against a boxer like Luke Campbell, who has pretty good mobility in the ring, and he can box his ass off. So Ryan Garcia, he gets the victory over Luke Campbell. That would be a very enticing, I'm talking about tantalizing fight for Gervonta Davis. Absolutely, people. Absolutely. Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, PPV 2021. Absolutely, man. Ryan Garcia has been taken to social media. He's been trying to goddamn make it known that he's all about the smoke, people. Ryan Garcia is trying to make it seem like he's about that. You know what I'm saying? he put out a tweet recently. You know, he said he's coming for his crown. Let me find the tweet that he sent out about Gervonta. You out of your mind if you think that makes me waver. It's my turn, and then it's on. Let's go. Subliminals. You know, Ryan Garcia did say big respect to Leo Santa Cruz, was a warrior effort. Congrats to Gervonta on a good performance. So I'm looking for the Ryan Garcia say, Gervonta, let's go. You got this. P.S. I just want to fight you next. So when? Ryan Garcia is active on the tweet. I was trying to find one that he was talking trash. The main one that he sent out. I'm not here to read Ryan Garcia's entire timeline, but I should have screenshot. Let me see if I did. I may have screenshot this shit because I screenshot these cats. For real, when they put these tweets out. Let me see. I thought for sure I got you. I thought for sure I had you there, Ryan Garcia. You slipped away out of this, shawty. He slipped away out of this. But anyway, you get the gist of it. Ryan Garcia is basically, being a bit more vocal, putting his name out there that he wants Gervonta Davis, that's coming off a high with Leo Santa Cruz knockout. So with that said, with 7.8 million followers, I believe, it will make all the sense in the world for 2021 Floyd Mayweather to get with his cash cow and make this fight with Garcia. I think Garcia is too flat-footed for Gervonta. And of course, the question mark is, we know Gervonta has power. We know he can box, but we want to see if Ryan Garcia is, first of all, ready to be on that level of Gervonta Davis. Does he have any type of equalizer in his arsenal? I mean, like a steady jab to keep Gervonta at distance. Can he stop the pressure of Gervonta when he started to switch it up and pressure like we seen him do at Leo Santa Cruz? And also what we've seen with Garcia, he tries to be this counter puncher. Does he have enough power to even keep Gervonta honest at a minimal level? Is there anything in his boxing repertoire that will make Gervonta Davis say, you know what? He hit harder than I thought. And, now I should make sure I'm a little bit more cautious with this area, doing this fight or whatever. Does he have anything in his repertoire to slow Gervonta Davis down? Will he be able to land some solid hooks to the body? Because you just can't go head hunting with Gervonta. Once you close distance, get close enough. We've seen with Leo Santa Cruz how he unleashed that uppercut, how he was delivering those hooks to the body. Whenever he chose to jab, he jabbed, whether it's up top or to the body. I mean, when he chose to pivot out, cut angles, Gervonta was able to do it. Ryan Garcia is a flat-footed boxer to me. Forget all the freaking flash videos. What are you going to do when it's time for you to fight on the inside? Right now, I see Gervonta just obliterating him on the inside. You just can't put up a high guard when you have a body snatcher like Gervonta. But ultimately, the fight, in my opinion, I would tune in to watch, hands down. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I would tune in to watch that fight. with Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. That is one of the bigger names that's accessible to Gervonta in 2021 off the rip. Who else? Robert Easter is rumored to be returning in January on the undercard of Adrian Broner, of course. I mentioned that on my interview. I know he won't be the one stepping in there with Gervonta. It's a fight that maybe not too many people are talking about, that it may not be given consideration, but would do very solid views if it was PPV. And that is Gervonta Davis and Gary Russell Jr. That fight would do just as well as Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis. Real talk. Because there's no way you can deny that Gary Russell can box. You can't deny. Gary Russell can box. Gary Russell can box. He's no Leo Santa Cruz. All the time he was down there in that division, Leo Santa Cruz would not fight Gary Russell Jr. The big question is, will they stop keeping him off on the sidelines when it comes to him picking up big PBC fights because of the relationship that he has with freaking Floyd Mayweather or something? You know, it's been well documented, but you know, influence is a mother. And will Floyd even think about giving Gary Russell a title shot with his cash cow Gervonta Davis? It's tough for me to, check the box and say that shit's gonna happen. But is it good for boxing? Hell yeah, because Gary Russell is a way better boxer than Leo Santa Cruz, and he will present more of a dilemma, or he will present more of a problem for Gervonta in that fight. For the changes that he was going to make, it won't be as subtle as it was with Leo Santa Cruz. He would really have to think in there with Gary Russell Jr. You're talking about a fighter who has good footwork, who can box his ass off, has fast hands, sharp, can box at many different angles. The longest reigning champion in boxing right now. So therefore, you put that up there. That would be solid numbers, just like Garcia stepping in there with Davis. That's the two biggest names right there. G. Russell outside the division at featherweight, and Ryan Garcia, who's about to step in there for the interim WBC title against Luke Campbell. Those right there, in my opinion, are the two biggest fights for Gervonta Davis. Now, like I said, it all depends what Teofimo Lopez has going on. Floyd say they trying to fight 3 times in 2021. So just say Davis gets a fight out the way the first semester of 2021. That's the one fight Floyd talked about. Would he even consider fighting Teofimo Lopez mid to late 2021? You know what I'm saying? That would still be a good fight to hold on to. Ken said, I am wondering what happened to the Linares fight. Now, if Davis won an in-between fight and step in there with a name like Jorge Linares, why not? Okay. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He still has enough credibility to step in there, but I'm telling you, Floyd is looking. We know how Floyd think. It has to make money to make sense. That's Floyd. Floyd said that shit has to make money to make sense, y'all. That's what the fuck he's talking about, man. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It has to make money. And of course, Jorge Linares will be on free TV. Easy. You have Richard Comey out there. Throw him in there, put Richard Comey into the fray. We can put that name up there for a fight. You know, if they're talking about fighting 3 times, yeah. Linares, Comey, you can throw those 2 names in the hat. And then you have Felix Verdejo that's on the rise, you know. From my understanding, he has a fight coming up, which that was going to be my next topic of discussion. I mentioned him the other day. He's getting back on track from having a little glitch in his career or whatever, losing focus. But yeah, man, you know, that's what I see. I always said Felix Verdejo would have been a good fight for Devin Haney. But from the word I'm getting on changing over just a little bit, the word I'm getting is Masayoshi Nakatani, the same one that stepped in there with Teofimo Lopez, potentially will be Verdejo's next opponent. The same Nakatani who, for the first 2 rounds or 3 rounds or whatever, you know, gave Teofimo Lopez a much tougher time to make changes. He was very competitive early on in the fight. But after the fight, it was said that he suffered like a brain injury. You know, in my interview with Teofimo's dad, Lopez Sr., he said Nakatani will probably never fight again because of his brain injury. You know, people that tune in to that particular fighter understands when it comes to boxing brain injuries, you know, you have to go through tests to try to get back on the scene to be cleared to fight. So the fact that we hear in Felix Verdejo fighting Masayoshi Nakatani, I'm like, oi desu ka? I'm like, oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? It makes me dive back into my speaking Japanese, man. You're like, huh? Oi. You know why? Why would Nakatani be coming back to boxing so soon after word was out that he had a brain injury? How has that healed? Now, from what I've been hearing, there have been certain fighters in combat sports that said they've been doing inverted crowd therapy to regenerate, you know, the brain cells in a way, brain cells that was damaged, brain cells that wasn't quite firing off the way they should be. We know that, we know what the electricity, you know, how our thought process is when we're talking about the thoughts, when we're talking about the neurological standpoint of us thinking and thoughts processing, the synapses region and everything else, right? It's been said that, you know, fighters will result into inverted crowd therapy to regenerate, to help to revive areas of their brain that was damaged from punishment. Now, don't get me to lying to you, telling you that, you know, that's my scope of expertise. No, that's just from reading the shit and all that. And it was just amazing. That article was amazing that you think about it, how fighters step into crowd therapy to actually speed up their recovery process on their body. And it's basically your head is, you know, at the top, of course, and is not receiving the full blunt force of the temperatures. I mean, these machines really dip down into the cold temperatures, man, to shock those tissues, soft muscles and everything, right? So how is Nakatani able to return against a fighter like Verdejo if he had a brain injury? That is a big question, people. That is a big question that I want to know, because we're looking at a whole different type of situation. Like Patrick Day, Adonis Stevenson, Maxim Dadashev. We're looking at an entire different colossal of a potential casualty here right now. We have a montage of individuals who are passed in the ring. But for somebody to face an injury, look how long it took for Adonis Stevenson to even come back to the public and speak in front of a mic. And Nakatani comes back and somehow, some way, the fight is a go, and he's cleared to step in there against somebody like Verdejo, that's not a good look, man. And I'm curious to see. I can pretty much understand he's probably going to try to, keep his range and distance and not try to make it a firefight. But still, that's a dangerous game to play, man, with your brain. It's a dangerous game to play, people. So, hey, I'm very, very curious to know how that is. And then, so let me look at the rankings. Let me show these rankings right for Nakatani. Nakatani is not even ranked. He's not ranked in the top 15. Felix Verdejo is, but not Nakatani. Now we're talking about the Nakatani who just fought Teofimo Lopez not too long ago. And he was ranked above Teofimo Lopez in the IBF. I'm not lying to you, people. This man was ranked above Teofimo Lopez in the IBF. He lost to Teofimo Lopez and he absolutely disappeared. So we're talking about how long ago? 2019, July 2019, Masayoshi Nakatani, undefeated. They fought at the MGM National Harbor. That was just July of last year. So it's just been over a year. It hasn't even been a year and a half yet, man. This guy's stepping back in the square. And that was the fight that Teofimo fought before he stepped in there for the title. But not Masayoshi Nakatani was ranked above Teofimo Lopez in the IBF. And that right there, whoever the winner was going to step in there for Richard Comey. So let's go on an expedition. Let's go on an expedition of where they have Nakatani at right now. They have him ranked 24 globally. A Japanese fighter ranked 24 globally. Ranked number 24. This man was just ranked in front of Teofimo Lopez before the Richard Comey fight. But globally right now, he's ranked 24. We're talking about for, lightweights. Of course, Teofimo Lopez is ranked number 1. Masayoshi Nakatani is ranked number 24th, y'all. But before he stepped in there with freaking Teofimo Lopez, he was ranked 3, right? I mean, how does that work, man? So, I hope the man is well. I really hope Nakatani is well. But for him to come in here and take a fight against a resurgence of Felix Verdejo, that is going to be interesting. That's going to be very, very interesting. Ken said Ryan Garcia. I forgot what part you dropped that off of, but yeah, man. Moving on. I'm gonna move on off that. Okay. I'm gonna move on off that. I gotta get on my boy right quick. All right. I gotta get on my boy. And I really hope that sometime or another in 2021 we get this fight. I got to get on my boy, Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte fight with Alexander Povetkin has been postponed, right? In a telltale world, man, with the sun out, the temperature just right, It would have been great for Deontay Wilder to be able to step in place of Alexander Povetkin if indeed he wasn't in the window of facing Tyson Fury in a fight that's probably going to be in court or whatever for possible litigation for Tyson Fury fighting somebody else outside of Deontay Wilder. But in the perfect world, I would have liked if it was something that was absolutely perfect. We have to see Dillian Whyte face Deontay Wilder sometime up the road. Dillian Whyte is extremely disrespectful. Extremely disrespectful. He is absolutely disrespectful. You know what, people? I want to, because I have it. I know I have it. I want to show you something. I want to show you what happened to the last person who was extremely disrespectful to Deontay Wilder. I really want to see the Dillian Whyte versus Deontay Wilder fight. Seriously, I'm gonna try my best to pull up this clip because I know I have it. I've seen it. It would have been a great year if Deontay Wilder could have stepped in there and knocked Dillian Whyte as cold smack out. Period. Let me try to get you this clip. Hold tight. You know what I'm saying? Hold tight for a minute. Let me work my magic because I know I got it because I've used it before. I just got to go find my boy. I don't know where the hell he's at, but I think he might be located. I just got to go. I just have to go on a recon mission right quick. I know you out there. Just come on, man. I want to use that. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I know that video is out there. I know I saved it. I just want to give you an understanding of when shit get real disrespectful and the freaking results that comes along with it, the ramifications, repercussions. If I cannot retrieve this video where I believe it to be, I will keep it moving. Let me see. Come on, I know this video in. Come on, man. Oh shit. Let me go up here to, it might be up here. Hold on, people. Just hold tight. We're gonna make this happen. Let's just hold tight. Let me see. Nope, that's not it. I'm gonna try one other area and then I'm gonna go to my second source and search engine and see if it's possible for me to retrieve it there. If not, I will digress and abort mission and keep it moving. But I really want to drive this point home for Dillian Whyte. I just want to drive this point home right quick because I know damn well you out there. I know the video is out there. I just want Dillian Whyte to be able to look at what happens. Where you at, boy? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? God damn it, where you at when I need you? Where are you when I need to pull you up and make a point? Where? Okay, I'm abort the mission on this one, and I will attempt to redirect traffic and see can I go elsewhere. Okay, let me go here first before I totally get it. Okay, so I will digress from there and check one other means of pulling up this video if it's still out there. I think okay, I found it. Wow, it's my video. I had to go through another means, man. 9.6K views. Okay, people. Let me share this with you right quick. Hold up. Not yet. Not yet. Share screen to the supporters. You know what I'm saying? And you probably saying to yourself, damn, you need to make sure you took all this time for this to happen. So let me share screen with you. Because I want this message to go out to Dillian White. Because you might need to understand. So what you see right here is a video I did leading up to Deontay Wilder's fight with Dominique Breazeale. And the reason why I'm bringing up Dominique Breazeale is because, it was personal between them. They had an altercation in a hotel room for whatever reason it was. And, leading to that fight, it was very contentious. It was absolutely, animosity between these two camps. So check this out. Check this out. There, Dillian White.
I ask for your forgiveness. What I'm about to say should have never came out of my mouth.
He said, ask for forgiveness.
Wilder, you ain't shit. For one man to talk about another man's son, and to talk about crippling a man in the ring, you ain't nothing, man. You got the heavyweight championship. That's about it. Outside of that, 2 wives, 3 girlfriends, 3 kids you know about, a disabled child, kids on the side. Your life is all fucked up. You want to come at me with some bullshit? Be a man. Step up. Get the paperwork done. Send the contract over. You and I, we can square this off in the ring, and you'll lose the only thing you've ever had good in your life. Send it over. My revenge is coming.
So, people, I'm just going to pay that one time because it was extremely personal. And I just want to make a point to Dillian White. The last time a man got that personal with Deontay Wilder, and you keep getting real personal. And so you heard Dominique Breazeale talk about this man's personal life and everything else, his kids, his disabled daughter and all that. You had to see what happened to Dominique Breazeale in the aftermath over there in the Barclays. You absolutely had to see what went down in 2 minutes and 17 seconds with Dominique Breazeale from Deontay Wilder. So when Dillian White, an individual who stepped in there to face Anthony Joshua, as the current unified champion, but not at the time he stepped in there, it could have set him up potentially for a huge fight in the future. He went over there and lost and got knocked out in 7, right? So he's been fighting, dibbling, dabbling, freaking glove gate. Yeah. You want to talk about Deontay Wilder and freaking Tyson Fury? Absolutely. Another glove gate is freaking Dillian White and him stepping in there with Oscar Rivas, right? And the B sample gate. Dillian White is all about the gate now. That shit swings back and forth. I'm telling you. He's all about the gate. B sample disappearing. I guess David Blaine was outside doing street magic, came in there and said, hey, Dillian, you want to get rid of a goddamn urine sample? And Dillian's like, yeah, I got to get rid of this B sample, man. Hey, meet me out back. I give it. Boom. Gave the B sample. David made it disappear. Boom. Nobody want to know. Eddie Hearn don't know what the B sample at. No one knows. No one knows what the B sample at. Then, he's switching gloves that wasn't approved. Okay. Now he goes in here and faces Alexander Povetkin, who has a pretty respectable heavyweight resume. You know what I'm saying? His own 2 losses was Anthony Joshua and freaking Klitschko, right? He goes in there. I'm talking about before Povetkin, okay? He only had 2 losses. Okay, Alexander Povetkin only had 2 losses before stepping in there with Dillian Whyte, right? So Dillian Whyte steps in there with how many losses again? He's been holding on to. Dillian Whyte's been hanging around the 1 loss. He steps in there with Alexander Povetkin, knocks the man down twice in the fight, and he gets demolished, disintegrated, boom, done, unconscious, put to sleep, land of Nod, full membership. He comes up out of the stupor. He says he's won a rematch. He starts coming up with all these excuses, getting in front of the mic saying the same shit all the time. But, let the days go by. The days go by, and he goes back to what he's been saying previously. Deontay Wilder, he's a fucking coward. He's a coward. He always called him, Deontay Wilder a coward. Like, do you understand what that word means? He's a coward. He's a disgrace to boxing. Now, Dillian Whyte, someone should grab hold of him and basically sign him up for a community college. Because obviously he doesn't really understand what language 101 is. He really doesn't. Dillian Whyte has no clue what language 101 is. Because he uses the words like coward and he uses the words like disgrace, but yet he's not attempting to do self-reflection of himself. If he gave a damn about doing self-reflection, he will understand that he's had some questionable positive tests, some questionable performances on the big stage. So therefore, he should indeed think about himself first in the mirror instead of talking about Deontay Wilder. Because we all know what's going to happen. Him and Derek Chisora has the same type of mindset. Go full pledge, and if they make it to the end of the bell, they're definitely going to say they gave it their all. And if they get chinned, they get chinned. But the one thing about Derek Chisora, I actually can give him credit in his last fight against Alexander Usyk. But for Dillian Whyte, you really need this Wilder work. Dillian Whyte needs this Wilder's work. It would have been great if he can step in, if the heavyweight division right now was that open door that he can step in and face Dillian Whyte. Seriously, it would have been great to see Deontay Wilder, if he didn't have this situation going on with Tyson Fury, to step in there and knock Dillian Whyte the fuck out. Because obviously he's made this personal and he has genuine disdain for the champ, and he needs to do something about it. The only way Dillian Whyte is going to make something of it that people respect is he step in the ring with Deontay Wilder. So a lot of people have been saying over and over again that Deontay Wilder is ducking Dillian. How, man? How do y'all figure that? What is the scare? What is the apprehensiveness in stepping in there with a guy like Dillian Whyte, who has the biggest fight, to be the WBC mandatory? He steps in there with, once again, a fighter who Anthony Joshua knocked out. You have 2 common opponents in Anthony Joshua. He has Dillian Whyte and he has Alexander Povetkin. He stopped both of them. So therefore, for any one of them to have the good graces to even get back close to a window of championship contention, it would be the one that won that fight, right? But Dillian Whyte goes in there and he's on the doorstep. And why I'm mentioning Wilder, because it's such hypocrisy when it comes to certain people want to basically reduce the value of Wilder's opponent, but they're not reducing the value of Alexander Povetkin. Both him and Dillian Whyte has been freaking responsible for popping positive on tests, right? But my point is, it's the fact that when it boils down to it, when it absolutely boils down to what makes sense, in the heavyweight division, we understand that Anthony Joshua has stopped both of these opponents. So when it was time to dance, it was time to go in there and dance for Dillian White facing a 40-year-old. Anthony Joshua faced a 39-year-old Alexander Povetkin. I believe that Dillian White faced a 40-year-old Alexander Povetkin. Yes, age matters, because when Deontay Wilder was facing Luis Ortiz, everybody was saying he was goddamn 60,000 years old. So when he went in there and faced an older Alexander Povetkin, he was knocked out. I mean, not only was he knocked out, he was knocked out. He was knocked the fuck out. Period. You don't have anything to say, because the punishment that Deontay Wilder received in there with Fury was extremely light as a feather compared to you laying on that bottom rope. Absolutely, Dillian White. You should not be talking about a disgrace to boxing. You should in no way, shape, or form be talking about a coward, because he faced and performed with better competition than you have, Dillian White. You look terrible against Joseph Parker. Yeah, you was able to get some knockouts against Derek Chisora. I mean, tailor-made style for you, bro. Tailor-made style for you, man. I'm just going to leave that shit right there, because I don't know who in the hell is up here believing Dillian White. If you are believing him, then you need help too. But I'm just saying in general, both of these fighters have stepped in there with Anthony Joshua. Both of them was knocked out. This was the WBC mandatory. It was time for Dillian White to shine, at least enough to get to somewhere close to fighting Tyson Fury. Okay? Somewhere close to the fighting Tyson Fury. Somewhere in the area. But never removing the fact that he has a fight with Deontay Wilder. So let's just say in a perfect world, Deontay gets his title back. Now you have to face Deontay Wilder, the person you've been talking all that trash to. And we're coming back full circle to Dominic Breazeale, who was up there getting all personal and shit. See, that shit Arthur Spilker was doing in the hotel, that was boxing shit. That was trash talk. Boom, boom, boom. You know, just talking back and forth. But the stuff with Dominic Breazeale was extremely personal, man. They had a run in at the airport and all that. So I'm telling you, what more are you expecting to happen if you ever step in the ring with Deontay Wilder and, that you haven't already experienced in your life? You've been stopped brutally recently by a 40-year-old man. Why are you still talking? That was your opportunity to shine like a diamond, and you flickered out, man, just like a low wattage bulb. Boom, out. Darkness. Hello, darkness, my old friend. It's good to see you again. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Somebody go, hey, look, somebody said a research party out for Dillian White, man. Dude is basically infatuated with keeping Deontay Wilder. And look, even more so, if you're recovering from a knockout loss, man, from an older cat like Alexander Povetkin, shouldn't you have the common sense to just chill, relax, just chill, bro? Just goddamn, just lay back and let the motherfucking, people forget about you for a little bit until it's time for you to step back in the ring to redeem yourself against Alexander Povetkin. That's it. Ken said another great uppercut. Man, that uppercut was vicious, dog. He assaulted the jawline of Dillian White. It was vicious, man. Vicious. And no one's out here telling Dillian White, mate, come here for a second. And mate, come here for a second. I saw the interview that you did. And mate, I just want to tell you, are you okay? Really though, are you okay? I just want to know, because we was at the local pub last night and we was thinking, hey, somebody said, did you see the recent interview with Dillian White? He was up there talking about Deontay Wilder, and he was saying that, he was a coward in disgrace. And all us together, we was chuckling, and we were saying, God damn it, you know what? Would he continue to be focused on Deontay Wilder, who has a trilogy bout with Tyson Fury? But but this is the whole makeup, mate. It's the fact that you have to step back in there with Alexander Povetkin, the man that basically puts you into another stratosphere of consciousness. Shouldn't you be concerned about that? You know what I mean? Should you not be concerned about another man that's in another boxing footprint in the U.S. across the pond? Don't you understand that it really makes you look a certain way? You know what I mean? I don't mean no harm, mate, but understand me. There's better topics of discussion that you can be talking about than Deontay Wilder. Because, I'm going to be honest with you, mate. We was here, when we were watching your fight at the local pub, and we were saying, okay, Dillian White, he's right where he needs to be. He goes in here, and you drop him twice, and we say, yeah, we're cheering you on, mate. We say, yeah, get him White. Let's go. This old countryman. Get him. It is now. And we're feeling good. We're drinking the best beer. And all of a sudden, boom! We're looking at each other like, what are we looking at? What the fuck just happened? Is that Dillian White or an imposter? Is that him? We really don't know. It's hard for us to understand. Somebody tell us. We was quite a distance from the television, so we kind of asked the bartender. We say, "Hey, bartender, who is that? Can you let us know who's that? That's on the canvas, with his head resting on the front, on the bottom rope." She said, "That's Dillian White," and I said, "No way." She said, "Yes way." I said, "No way." She said, "Yes way." I said, "How?" And he was just winning. It was 2 knockdowns, and all of a sudden, he's out cold. So the message here is just, we're just reaching out to Dillian White and say, mate, just focus on going back in here and winning this fight with Alexander Povetkin. He's a much older elder, and therefore you should be able to beat him. But if you keep making those dumb, stupid mistakes in the ring, you're never going to get to where you want to be, Dillian. You understand? You know what I mean? Stop being a bloody bloke and get the job done. Don't worry about Deontay Wilder. He has other things going on with Tyson Fury. Check yourself and basically pay attention, mate. You know what I mean? We don't want to have this conversation again. You're really doing too much over here. So acting like a bloody bloke and do what you're supposed to. You understand, Dosser? Oh my God, dog. Don't get me fiddling around with my freaking fake UK accent. Don't get me to freaking chatter in on that shit right there, because I can go all day with that shit, man. I can go all day with that shit, man, for real. And, just to think I was so close to getting his brother on for an interview. I guess he found out who I was and he said no. Dane, would you like an interview? I basically went through all the procedures to have you. I hit you on your DM and everything. I just wanted to have you come aboard and say, hey, let's talk about what we witnessed that night. Because I thought for sure he was going to get into a position of the WBC mandatory. Yeah, the mandatory. But therefore, something slipped. He became complacent. Why is that, Dane? Dane, be honest. Do you believe everything is okay? All the nuts and bolts are tied in nice and tight? Come on, Dane. Let me understand something here. Me and my friends, we kind of lost some money, and we feeling a little fuzzy about it. What happened? Why was Dillian White? Why did he become complacent in just 5 rounds? I mean, for certain, he must have understood it was just a nickel. It was just a nickel of rounds that he was in right there. Just only the 5th round. I mean, we can go that long in the street, mate. You know what I mean? But we're talking about Dillian White, your brother, Dane. What was the conversation like after you awakened? Because, we started to show up at this window and say, hey, Dillian, we want a reimbursement for the money that we bet on you. Because once again, you was freaking out here bullshitting the fans and getting knocked out. We're fucking pissed, mate. Do something better with your life and keep Deontay Wilder's name out your mouth. You understand, mate? You know what I mean? It's a time and a place. And if by God, we see Eddie Hearns, we're definitely going to walk up to Eddie Hearns and say, Eddie, why do you even put your time and effort? Come on, mate. You're better than this. You and Barry Hearns had to sit down and have a glass of wine and say, no, this is not a good decision. It's not a business decision for us. Let's just leave. Let's let him out his contract. There's no reason that Dillian White should be linked up to Eddie Hearns and Barry Hearns. Let him go. Let him go. It's time. He don't get it. Really. Dillian White does not get it. He doesn't understand that he has his countrymen looking at him. He doesn't understand that he should be smart. He doesn't understand he's representing UK boxing. And so therefore, when you go in there and you're able to get 2 knockdowns against the elder boxer, you need to come out there with the victory. Not Dillian. He's bloody insane. You know what I mean? He's bloody insane. He was winning the fight. And we was just tossing and we was toasting. Cheers. Cheers. And then as we was tilting the glass up to the ceiling, the crowd erupts. I said, what is going on, mate? What are we looking at? Oh, they said Dillian White has been knocked out. No, he isn't. He just dropped Povetkin twice. He isn't knocked out. Yes, mate, he is. Look at the television over there, mate. This is tragedy. I wonder, is he okay? Mate, I wonder, is he okay? No, it can't be true. Hold on for a minute. Let me go over here. What the bloody is happening? That is Dillian. That's Dillian, is it? That is Dillian. What in the bloody God's name is going on here? This is a magic show? I mean, what happened? Is somebody? How can this happen? This is bloody insane. Just leave him there. Just leave him there. Let him sleep it off. Wake him up in the morning. Just leave him there. You know what I mean? Just leave him. Just leave Dillian White there. He's been there before. So just leave him on the bottom rope. And the maintenance crew will come back in the morning and pick him up and help him back to the dressing room. But just leave him there. Let him sleep. And somebody just please leave a message on him, just a sticky pad, and say, hey, Dillian, don't you even dare thinking about fighting that U.S. boxer, Deontay Wilder. Leave him the fuck alone and focus on your UK competition. You understand? Let it be. Let it go, mate. What's going on, TJ? What is up, man? I was going on my Anthony Joshua, freaking Dillian White, UK, freaking bombasticness of the bombastic. I mean, seriously, man, it's just, bro, that shit's just get to a point where you say, what is this dude thinking? Because ultimately he had the decision to put himself in a better placement in the rankings, and he goes and gets stopped by an older fighter, and then turns around. Look, then turns around after he wakes up. The same guy who said Luis Ortiz was old and over the hill and decrepit and has dementia, he goes and get knocked out by an older fighter. He gets knocked out by an older fighter. There's no excuses for that. It's absolutely no excuse for that, people. I'm telling you, it's no freaking excuse for him to put himself in a position to get knocked the fuck out by a guy who he is supposed to beat to set him up for a future fight with Tyson Fury. So now, what does Mauricio Sulaiman come out and say? What does he say? We just want to come here and announce that Tyson Fury has a clear path. He has a clear path. No obstacles at all. If he is to face Anthony Joshua later on for the heavyweight undisputed, it's no obstacles now that Dillian White has been knocked out again. There's no obstacles with Tyson Fury facing Anthony Joshua if indeed the fight is to be made and Joshua defeats his mandatory in Kubrat Pulev. We will indeed be able to make undisputed heavyweight fight. He will not have to face Dillian White if indeed he regains his mandatory position. Mauricio Sulaiman discounted freaking Dillian White after that shit happened. Done. There's no obstacles anymore. Does Tyson Fury want to fight freaking Anthony Joshua? You can do it. You can do it. There's no obstacles. Dillian White isn't in the way. Look, after all the time people was up here talking about Deontay Wilder's ducking Dillian White. Like, do you believe in your heart of hearts that Wilder was ducking White? He was waiting around, making himself look crazy. Then he loses his spot. I don't want to drop my Eminem freaking song. Lose yourself. But he lost his position and then come back around. God was looking out for him because he gave Alexander Povetkin COVID-19. Hear ye, I am therefore blessing Alexander Povetkin with the COVID-19 because I have indeed seen the medical results for Dillian White, and he is indeed in trouble. He is not recovered from that brutal uppercut highlight reel knockout from the elder statesman in Alexander Povetkin. So therefore, I am injecting the COVID-19 into his opponent, Alexander Povetkin, to further delay a potential eulogy of Dillian White. A temporary eulogy, not posthumous, anything like that, but another inside the ring eulogy for Dillian White. So therefore, in upcoming days, you will hear that Alexander Povetkin is indeed positive for COVID, which will put a delay on this particular fight. And for the fight fans to understand that I am doing this in a good deed and understandably so, to assist with Dillian White's health and so forth. Dillian White should be heading to the chapel. Dillian White should be heading to the local confession booth. He should be heading to the local confession booth, people. Not just to thank God for Alexander Povetkin testing positive for COVID-19. Dillian White should kowtow. He should head there immediately. Run down the aisle, find the local priest, and he should be asking for forgiveness. Father, hallowed be thy name. My name is Dillian White, and I'm here to make a confession. I just need your help, mate. Just please forgive me, for I've sinned over and over again for being absolutely stupid. But Father, I am asking you to forgive me to my core. I truly is asking for the type of forgiveness that lasts longer than an hour. The reason why I'm asking you this, Father, is because I had the opportunity once again. And Father, pay close attention. I had the opportunity once again, Father, to be in a position for me and my family and my country. And I failed them miserably. I really don't know what it is. Is it some type of omen? But I feel like I'm cursed. And when we come to the sport of boxing, you cannot be cursed because it's a deadly game. It's a tough sport. You understand what I mean, Father? I don't know what to do. It's just, I felt like I wasn't distracted. But then, hours later, I woke up and people was telling me that the fight has been over 2 days ago. And I was like, your Father, how can that be? So I'm here today. I'm here today, Father, for you to please place your hands. Please reach outside of your normality and your blessings, Father. Touch me on my noggin. Though it's empty, I just need for you to touch me there, Father. Lay your hand upon me because I'm cursed. It's something ominous about this, Father. I just keep on fucking up at the wrong time, Father. So I need for you to just show a little bit more of your faith in healing, Father, because this cannot repeat itself again. And the reason why I'm saying this, Father, is that I'm so infatuated with the U.S. champion Deontay Wilder, is that I cannot focus when I'm in the ring, Father. I'm a bloody mess. So any way you can bless me and it lasts more than an hour, Father, I would truly appreciate it. I have to do my country their due diligence and be more of a positive role model, Father. I'm such a pitiful man. I'm a bloody mess right now. I'm reaching out to my brother Dane, and I'm saying to myself, Dane, what more can I do? And Dane say, hey, Dillian, you need to hurry up and go down and make a confession at the local church. Find the local chapel. Get on your knees, Dillian. Repent. Repent, I say. Dillian, repent, I say. Repent to the Lord thy above. And admit that you have sinned. You have been a blackguard to your country, Dillian. A blackguard. It is up to you to reverse. And that is a starting point, Dillian. Go and make a confession and ask Father to forgive you. We all understand, Dillian, that 2020 has been an absolute horrible year for a lot of people. But for you, Dillian, you have taken us to places that are much more darker than what we walk in the everyday life, Dillian. So you think it's that bad for me? I've been that bad? Yes, Dillian. When you get down there, you don't leave until your spirit has convinced you that the curse has been removed, Dillian. Are you serious? It's that bad? You look at me as such. Yes, Dillian, we look at you as such. Stay and go find the chapel. And please do not depart until you truly understand that you have been healed and cured. So, Father, I ask you, Dillian White. My name is Dillian White. I ask for you in the sake of my name, Father, that you basically just reincarnate my body somehow, Father, without taking my life, Father. Just give me the opportunity to redeem myself, Father. Because there's too many people out here laughing at me, Father. Can you remove the omen? Please, Father, remove the omen for me, so I can be in the good graces of my countrymen, Father. And Father, I'm going to ask you something. And this is it. I want to ask you something that's very important, Father. Is there any way that you can lay your hand upon me, Father? Is there any way that you can repair my fragmented chin that keeps on failing me in the heat of battle, Father? I need for you to place your hand and somehow generate an exterior, a type of armor that we cannot be born with, Father. I need for you to spiritually remove all the shrapnel around my chin area and bless me with a new type of armor, titanium, Father, if you can do so. I'm tired of getting knocked out, Father. And then when I finally come to my consciousness, Father, I'm still running my bloody mouth. I need discipline, Father. But please, I ask of you, Father, to bless me with a new chin. Please bless me, Father. I am repenting. I wish no longer to be cursed, but I want to be in the good graces of all the angels. Not the dark angels, Father, but I want to be blessed in the company of the angels, Father, so I can last in the heat of battle without making stupid mistakes, Father. You know what I mean? Can you help me out? Salute, Ken. Thanks for dropping through, man. Have a good Friday. Dillian has to really get his shit together. And worried about somebody else that he's not going to fight anytime soon, he really needs to take that shit to a whole nother freaking closet, put it in a shoebox, and let it sit, because he's nowhere close. But man, people, enjoy your freaking weekend. You know what it is, man. Appreciate y'all for stopping through. It's always a pleasure. Turn up and tune in and subscribe to the channel.